start a podcast? Because there is so much to say. There is so much that I dream and think about sharing, yet I still feel as though there's not enough time to share it. So I created this podcast years ago and have been recording myself monologuing and have had the opportunity to interview the most radiant, magnificent, inspiring souls. And I'm so grateful that I now have these recordings for life. And one of the people that has been my virtual mentor and continues to inspire me is Gary Vee. And his authentic nature and just speaking the truth hits me differently. And he has been honing in on the importance of audio and incorporating audio into your creations in preparing for the future ways we will use our technology. And it's so interesting because I've found myself either listening to audio first content or consuming content that's not audio first and not looking at the visuals and only listening and consuming the audio. So it's very interesting, his predictions and the reality of what I've been experiencing on my individual level. And it inspires me to continue documenting and creating. However, it also prompts me to think about what is the most valuable audio that I want to share. And I've recorded many meditations in the past, and I trust that those serve their purpose in the right moment and time. However, I also want to push the boundaries and expand beyond our comfort zones to prompt new ways of thinking. And earlier today, I was listening to a podcast that clearly identified how the light bulb innovation wasn't created by the person that actually made it. So it just demonstrates that going beyond and doing and taking action and bringing it to life and marketing something can give you the label. Whereas if you just come up with an idea, it's just an idea. But it's about implementing the ideas. And in implementing, I find myself getting so excited about all of the possibilities that we can implement that I just ideate about them and pause on implementing. And although I trust that I'm implementing in the right time, I also question, what should I implement first? And what's the most important? So that's what got me documenting right here, right now, in this moment. And I'm just so grateful that I am this fortunate to create content and document in this way. And I am also a consumer of content. And as I'm consuming content, sometimes I reflect on how I'm consuming it. Is it active consumption? Am I consuming this with full awareness that's adding value to me in my present moment? Or is it passive consumption? And just having the awareness of tuning in and noticing the kind of consumption that's occurring is empowering. And from this place of awareness and empowerment, I invite us all to remember what it is we're doing and why. And sometimes we might not know the answers to those questions. However, bringing our awareness to the fact that those are valid questions is a reminder to reset. So in this process of resetting, how can we realign with our energy? And energy exploration is something that deeply inspires me as I continue to explore and deepen my understandings with our capacity to experience energy. And the five senses plus have been a deep part of what inspires me on a daily basis and the foundation of much of the content I've created to date. And it's interesting that in this time and space, many of us are experiencing the senses differently. And a mini background story. I was immersed in the technology world at a young age, which inspired me to connect the dots on opportunities for growth. So I implemented my entrepreneurial inspirations and supported digital storytelling for many small businesses. And from this place, I was able to see the value of using these new emerging platforms in a way of fostering community. However, I also noticed many of the unintended consequences of connecting in this capacity. And from this awareness activation, it inspired me to question convention. How can we do this differently? How can we use technology as a tool for transformation in alignment with our truth? And from there, I explored possibilities with digital flourishing and implementing and practicing with my own technology regimens of how we can use these digital tools to discover what is possible when we connect. And from here on out, I look forward to continuing using tools from this heart-centered place and trusting that we are all connecting in the intended time and place. Thank you for the opportunity to explore together, and I look forward to continuing the conversation. Sending infinite love and light your